FA Cup final. And Hatchin! What a magnificent goal!
Hello and welcome to All Things Sky Blue match preview. This is for our EFL Cup game, Carabao Cup game against Luton at home at the CBS Arena. Before I bring my guests in, just remember where you can find us. It is scrolling down the bottom. But in case you can't see it or it doesn't work or you're listening to us on a podcast, it's at All Things Sky Blue on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and also on YouTube. Please go and like and subscribe. And if you're listening to us, please go and rate us 5 stars. We're sponsored by Right Steel Fabrications, who can do your steel fabrication work up and down the country, but mainly in the Coventry and Warwickshire area. We're partnered with the Sky Blue Tavern, where I am tonight, and also Dylan's Brewery. And we're also teamed up with Sports Social Podcast Network. So please remember to like and subscribe and go and listen to us on there. So, before we bring the podcast in for Luton, let me bring my normal co-host, Mark Smith. Good evening, Mark. You okay?
Yeah, evening, Stuart. Yeah, good. Thanks yourself.
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Are you optimistic for the season? Obviously, we've just done our Hull podcast, which will be out shortly. But how are you feeling for the season? Are you optimistic? Do you expect changes from the Hull game to the game against Luton in the Cup?
Yeah, I think there'll be quite a few changes. I think quite a few of the fringe players will feature. I think Lampard will rest quite a few players because obviously we've got Derby the following game after Hull. Hopefully would have beaten Hull by the time this recording comes out. But yeah, I think there'll be plenty of changes. I think you'll probably see likes of Eccles, Lati Bodier, Ben Wilson. I'm just trying to think who else hasn't really featured that much. Possibly at Thomas Asante.
Andrews, maybe.
Andrews, I think it's a good opportunity to get a run out even. Bidwell.
Raphael.
I think Raphael, Kessler Hayden, I think might get a start as well. So yeah, I think it's a good. It's obviously the League Cup isn't really a priority for us this season, but it'd be nice to have a similar run like last year. We got to the third round and we played the big boys in Tottenham Hotspur. So it'd be nice to get something similar this season. Yeah, I mean Luton is obviously, as we'll talk about in a minute, of another relegation, but they've still got a reasonable squad. I still think I expect them to bounce straight back into the Championship. If you look at the players they've got with Jerry Yates that's signed, Naki Wells. I know they've lost a lot of experienced players, but they've still got a reasonably good squad. So it'll be a difficult game. I think it'll be quite tight. I can see it going to extra time personally.
Okay, fair enough. Right, on that note, let's bring Dave in. Good evening, Dave, from Owen, the town.
Good evening. Thanks for having me on.
No, thank you very much for joining us. Much appreciated. So, how are you feeling about the season? I tell you what, before we get to the season and how you're feeling, let us know what you guys do and where we can find you.
Well, we're Owen the Town podcast. We're on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere else you get your podcasts from, audio or visual. So we're there, and on social media too. We're at Owen the Town. So we'll do our match reactions a couple of days after the matches are played. If you want to come on and see what we think about the game when we play you guys, but not holding out much hope, if I'm honest.
Right. Okay. So let's get to it then. Obviously, in the matter of 2 seasons, you had the highs of being in the Premier League, and then you've had the lows of being relegated to League One. How does that feel going from such high to such low in probably just a short space of time? And was you expecting it?
Well, it's a fairly good question, really. I'm old enough to know that, and I've seen Luton go from the old First Division all the way down. I've been there, I've done that. I've seen us have dreadful seasons. So after the playoff final, which for you guys was disastrous, obviously, and for us was unbelievably fantastic, you sit there and think, well, the only way we're going to survive in the Premier League if we spend crap loads of money. And Luton Town have never spent crap loads of money. They just haven't. And, we had this new stadium being built, and we also knew that money was going to be put aside for that. So when we went up and everybody was belittling the club, and you must have seen it, everyone was saying, Luton are rubbish, tiny Luton, you go through the back doors of other people's houses and all that crap to get in the stadium. They shouldn't be in the league. Yet we weren't the worst of the three promoted. We just didn't do enough. We didn't do enough in the Premier League. And one or two things, I don't know if it was we didn't spend enough, that we didn't invest enough in our team. I think that's it. And we had a good run at it, and I had a great time up there. And it reminded me of when I was in there for 10 years in the 80s, when you guys were successful too, and we're looking at stuff and going, well, this is great. We're going to get relegated, but we'll be strong this next season. We'll be really strong when we come down the league. We're going to put in a good effort, and we all expected to be a top six side. Excuse me. And it just, the pre-season didn't start well. And then after that, the season didn't win. The first game of the season, Burnley, and we get stuffed at home. And you're thinking, well, actually, why is this happening? Why aren't we competing? And there was something that happened to the club a big time with regards to, we had this mentality of fans and club together, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. And everyone was behind the whole concept of the football club. Yet there was something it wasn't Luton. It wasn't Luton that were playing. It wasn't our team. Carlton Morris wasn't firing up. Alfie Doughty wasn't playing well. And, all those big people that got to the Premier League was probably a little bit above themselves in the next division when we got relegated. That's how I feel. And we were disastrous. And we was disastrous. And the manager lost the building. He lost the club, definitely. And he should have gone 5 or 6 games earlier. We lost at Middlesbrough, sorry. And he'd already said goodbye to the staff and the players. Yet he wasn't then released from that contract for another 5 or 6 games. And we should have got rid of him then because he wasn't with it. And I wish him well at Middlesbrough, by the way. I like Rob Edwards. He was a really good guy, but he just lost it. And the team lost it. And then you find yourself struggling. And Matt Bloomfield comes in. And then we had that bit of a run, 10 games, where we were really good. And we got a lot of points. And then we marked it up last game at West Brom. So did I expect it? No, I didn't expect to be in that position. I didn't expect us. I mean, if we'd have stayed up in the Premier League, it would have been a miracle, an absolute miracle. But it would have been fantastic because that's another X £100 million you can get off the back of that. And that's the likes of, if you think of Brentford and Brighton and Bournemouth, the more they stay up there, the more likely they are to stay up there because of the money that's coming in and the amount of, and we can't compete with that. Unless you've got Disney behind you or whatever, you cannot compete with that. But we should have competed better last season. And this season too, everybody's going to look at Luton Town and say, we've still got one more parachute payment to receive. So we've got a lot of money, but we haven't spent a lot of money. So demoralising to see the back-to-back relegations. First one expected, second one can't understand how we allowed it to happen. And I think that's on the board and on the manager at the time, not Matt Bloomfield. He came in, he's turned it around a bit. And the start to this season, a bit lacklustre, but we got 3 points. So what more can you say?
Yeah, obviously you've already started your season with a 1-0 win against, was it Wimbledon?
AFC Wimbledon, a really good goal, wasn't it?
It was obviously it was an own goal. How are you seeing this season? Are your expectations to finish champions or top 2 or just in the playoffs? Or
if we were not challenging for promotion and promotion automatically, and then there's something wrong with our football club. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy because it isn't, because of the team that got promoted to the Premier League, there's only 2 players left in our squad, I think, that was in that team. A lot of people have gone. It would be disastrous for this football club of ours if we didn't challenge for promotion. There's some stronger teams in the division at the moment that are thinking they're there. Huddersfield were highly fancied because they've spent a lot of money. Stockport have brought in a few people. But I hope they're not the Hatters that go up. I hope we're the Hatters that go up. Yeah, so if we're not there or thereabouts, I'll be very annoyed. Can we win the division? If we play well, if we pick up from where we are, we've got a decent squad, then possibly we can. But I'm not going to sit here and say after one game we're going to win it, because, you know, that would be a bit arrogant, wouldn't it? But I would like to think that we're going to be in a position where we're challenging for a promotion spot. And I genuinely, as much as I love the playoff final, I don't like them. I hate them. We've lost so many of them. You know, we were lucky really when we played your guys, and you know, it's a penalty miss. It's a terrible way of losing the game. Fantastic way of winning the game, but I don't want that stress. So I'd rather top two, and get up, and then. But if that's the only way up, then I'll take it. But I'm expecting us to be challenging, and if we're not in that top half of the division for all of the season, I'll be very, very disappointed.
Okay, quick question before I bring Mark in. If you're not in the top 6, if you're just outside the top 6 at Christmas, does Bloomfield go?
No, he stays. They won't bin him. We're not that sort of club, I don't think. If we're not in if we're just outside the top 6, then that's all right, isn't it? Because there are people that always have that run towards the end of the season that haven't been in that little area. And then suddenly they start bombing up the table, and then suddenly they're in, you know, top 2, top 3. So I don't think we get rid of Bloomfield, because it would be, you know, he's just building his own team. He inherited Rob's team last season. He got it sort of going along, got the crowd behind him for the last 10 games. And, you know, there's been a wholesale change at Luton with the players in and out. And you've got to give him a go. So I think he stays. And even if we don't get promoted, he stays. But I can only look, you know, he had Wickham in a really good place before he came to us, and when he left, Wickham didn't go up. So I'm hoping he just gets the team playing well, and signs of that on a Friday last week, when defensively we've got a lot better, not conceded, got a decent goalkeeper. So I'm hopeful that we can literally bounce back, but I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to do it. I want them to do it. If you get me in 10 weeks' time, I might have a different opinion. But right now, it would be shameful if we don't go up. But Matt Bloomfield is not going anywhere.
Okay, cool. Okay, Mark, any questions for Dave?
I've seen the signs you've made. You've got quite a few experienced players. Jerry Yates, Naki Wells, George Saville. We've all got some experience. Josh Keeley in goal is obviously a Tottenham player who's Orient last season on loan. Any of those signings? Which ones of those stand out for you as the best signing?
Well, I think a lot of us, we know that we needed a good number 9 that can score some goals at this level. I wasn't surprised that Colton Morris left. He was good at this level, but he left, and good luck to him at Derby. I hope he does well. But he wasn't in it. So we're looking for a good number 9. Jerry Yates can put some goals in. So I think he's a good signing. I think he can score at this level, and I'm hoping, you know, he gets 10, 12, 13, 14 goals, and if not more, if he can. I'm quite pleased that we re-signed Cal Naismith from Bristol. He did play for us last season, obviously, but we cemented that he's now our captain. Saville, he's a solid player. He's a real solid player. And the goalkeeper actually isn't. Look, our goalkeeper last season, he was okay, but there was times at which you think, command your box. Now, Josh Keeley is young. He's decided to leave Tottenham's fold, basically. Come to us. You're right. He did play at Leyton Orient, scored a great goal as well, didn't he? And what I've seen of him so far, he commands the box. He speaks a lot. He's very vocal. And there was one clearance he did on Friday against Wimbledon where he literally almost hit. Well, he was actually in the centre circle clearing the ball. So he's all over the show. So I'm sort of thinking they are the ones. And then we've got a young guy from Exeter who's promising as well, Jake Richards. They seem to have been very disappointed to lose him. I haven't seen him play yet. So am I happy? Yeah, I suppose I am. I think, and you know what, Wells, he was delightful on Friday. So I'm sort of quite confident at this level they should all perform to their max and get us some goals. And that's, I don't care if we win sloppily every week. I really don't. But I would expect us to, once we get our proper first team out, then I think, we'll be a force. But yeah, the new signings, I think the most exciting one right now, because we're waiting for this goal scorer to come in, is Joe Yates, because that's what let us down last season as well. We didn't have too many goal scorers.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you very much. So you last season we the home side again, I think, won each of the home ties in our games last season. Are you expecting, because obviously we've got our first game of the season against Hull to play. You're away against Peterborough on Saturday as well. So obviously, there might be injuries picked up and things like that. But do you expect changes against Coventry?
Absolutely wholesale changes, I would imagine.
Okay.
I don't think. Well, definitely we can't win this competition. Let's put that out there right now. We can't win the League Cup. We've done it once, many, many years ago. But there's no way we're going to win this. I think there'll be people that haven't had a lot of first team at minutes will get a game. I'm looking at the likes of James Shea will be in goal, I'd imagine. I'd be sad if he isn't getting a game. And you might see Richards play. You might see Nakamba out. McGuinness might need some time to get match fit. So yeah, I'm thinking you're going to see not the full strength Luton Town squad or team, on the day. And I'll be very surprised if he risked that, because the following week we've got Wigan and then Cardiff. Bradford, then Wigan, then Cardiff. So these are more important right now for us, I think. And you've got to be realistic. So I would say it could be 2 second-string teams playing each other, and your second-string team may well be too strong for ours. So I expect wholesale change. I'd be really shocked if he puts out the same team that starts at Peterborough.
Okay.
I'd be very shocked.
Fair enough. Obviously, no surprises in sort of transfers out. You lost Theo Osgaard, Thomas Kaminski, and Amari Bell, just to name sort of 3 of the bigger players, if you like. How do you think Theo's going to get on? Because it's somebody that I've liked, and I think we were linked with him very early on in the window. Do you think he's going to do well?
Theo was a great player, in addition to our squad. Unfortunately, had a really good relegation release clause, which they snapped off and did it. And the Norwegian manager, who then said, you need to be playing higher level than League One to get in the team. Now, the only good thing about him going to Rangers is that he might get in the European football, but the rest of that division at Rangers, it's no good, is it? Let's be fair. Let's be honest. It's no class there. He would have done better to stay in the Championship with another club. Do I like him? I think it's an exciting prospect. And whoever gets him back, whichever division, if he ends up in the Premier League or the Championship, because I don't think, he might stay at Rangers for a couple of years, but it's not the place for him to excel, is it? Let's be fair. That Rangers have already drawn one game. That means they're probably going to lose their Scottish Premier League. And I think you just got to... he's a decent player. If you got him in your squad and you got him in your team, he's a very creative player. I liked him. I wanted him to stay, but it was obviously he wasn't going to. It was literally obvious from day one after we got relegated he wasn't staying. So that he's a great little player, though. A lot of potential. Can he succeed in Scotland? I think if Rangers have a run in the European Cup competitions and he gets seen by other players and other clubs, then I think it'll do him good. But, you can go week in, week out in Scottish Premier League. You play each other too many times. What is there, 12 teams in that division? And and it's a farce, really, up there. No disrespect to all your Scottish fans. It is a farce. It's either Celtic or Celtic are going to win every season, and then occasionally another might have a chance. What sort of competition is that to get better at? But the European competition side for him will be a lot better.
Okay.
A lot better.
Excellent. Okay, thank you very much. So, one player that's injured at the moment, you may say that he's back now, but when I was looking, was Thomas Holmes. Is he somebody that is still out injured, or is he going to be back?
He played a game today behind closed doors.
Okay.
So, he's doing okay. But he's not featuring in the first team really at the moment. So you might see him playing. It's a weird situation to be in, really. We've got this big squad, and I still don't know who our proper starting 11 is at this stage. And we're waiting for that massive team sheet to come out and go, oh yeah, this is it. If you understand what I'm trying to say, it's like you got so used to the other teams. We lost Alfie Doughty to Millwall. I'm disappointed for he's gone, but it's his club. Why not go? You're right, Carlton Morris, Pelly. Pelly is the only one really. He's at Cambridge now, and he went with everyone's blessing. He was such a brilliant player for Luton. I think Holmes, he might get a few more games, but at the moment we've got so many centre halves. It's ridiculous.
All right, okay, fair enough. Obviously, we've been linked briefly. I think we've been linked with one of your midfielders. I'm just trying to remember his surname now. Is it Fenn or Lemen?
No, you'd love to get hold of our Fanny, wouldn't you? Because that's his name.
Oh, is it Fanny? Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, fair enough. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Yeah, he's quite an interesting player. Quite strong. He's when he's on form, he's pretty decent, pretty quick. Distribution is pretty cool, but he's got to be fit. And
has he got a little bit of a record then? Has he?
No, I don't think so. But there are games in which like you see your players playing, you go, I haven't seen him today. Oh, there he is over there, and you haven't seen him for 35 minutes of the game. But when he plays well, you notice who he is, and he's really good at it. So
fair enough.
whether he's ready to go, I think Luton need to keep hold of him. To be fair, but how long of a window we've got left? A couple of weeks, isn't it? Before it closes, which is really stupid regarding the EFL, really, because we have to wait for our Premier League buddies to catch up. And I think it's disgraceful that the window rolls on for so long. If you took him, I'm sure he would do a good job for you guys. I'm sure of it. I'd be disappointed if he went. So that should just sum it up, really.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Any questions for us, Dave?
Well, what's it like lording it over us for one season so far? That's the first thing. And the second thing is, I have no idea how your squad's going to be out on the cup game. You put out your second string, but I wouldn't know anybody who that would be. So who do we look out for on your team? Who should be worried about? Who's the one's going to put a goal past our goalkeeper?
Go on, I'll let you take that one, Mark.
Mark's not listening, is he?
Mark?
He's still thinking.
Are you still thinking? Do you want me to take it then?
Yeah, I think internet problems.
Oh, okay. Right.
No, can you hear me now?
Yeah, just about, mate. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, your guess is as good as mine as who we're going to start. I would probably say Asante is probably one player who will probably feature. I'd imagine Sakamoto and Mason Clark will be on the bench for this game. Possibly Kesler Hayden. He looked pretty good going forward. I'm just trying to think who would start. I can't imagine Radoni starting. So I think Haji Wright might get a run out, I think, for this game because he had a bit of an injury. So I wouldn't be surprised if Lampard gives us a minute. So I think Haji Wright's around. He might be an opportunity. Or even Ellis Sims if because he needs a goal or two, really. So I think they're the sort of players I'd be thinking could cause Luton problems. So I don't think we're going to full strength either. I think it's going to be a fairly weak or so.
What do the Coventry fans think about the manager? Because he has a bit of history with other clubs, doesn't he? You're behind him, obviously.
Yeah. What 100%. Obviously, when he first come in, when Robbins went, obviously there was big uproar when Robbins went, and then there was just the uncertainty, really. But once we knew it was Lampard that had taken the job and coming in, obviously we were all behind him. He started okay. And people, we went on a really good run where we won like 10 games out of 11 or something stupid like that. Just like in our playoff season, really, when we went like 13 unbeaten, and I think we had one game where we lost to Burnley away 1-0, which was no surprise anyway, really. But no, look, we were more interested in January when Lampard came in to see what type of player and what type of signing he would want to bring in. And the first player that he signed was Matty Grimes. He took a captain off Swansea City, and he's absolutely the first name on the team sheet is Matty Grimes because he's brilliant and is ever present. And then obviously this is his first summer. So again, interesting who he was going to bring in. He's brought in Kane Kessler-Hayden, who, was player of the season for Preston. It was always looking like Milan might go, and then Milan talks died off and now they're rekindling again with another team. So we don't know quite what's happening with Milan. If Milan starts against Hull, it will be Kessler-Hayden that starts against you guys, just to give him the minutes and the run out. And then he signed Rushworth as well on loan, a really good goalkeeper, nice and assured. I think there'll probably be changes at the back. You might even see a Callum Perry come in, who's a youngster from the under-21s. He played a pre-season game for about 15 minutes, but he looked the real deal at centre-back. So he might be one that comes in and plays as well with Kai Andrews. It'll be interesting because you mentioned about who to look out for in terms of the danger man. I think Sakamoto might actually start both games. And you might find that Raphael goes down the left-hand side and Brow plays left back where he's meant to play. Or he might play, Sakamoto might not play, and he might play Raphael on the right and Brow left wing and maybe Bidwell left back. So everybody gets a little bit more of a minutes and run out. So there will be changes. I think probably the only one that may have a chance of playing both games is maybe Brandon Thomas Asante, because he can play on that wide left as well if we rest Mason Clark. But our squad is I think it is good. Our second string is getting up there close with our first string. Obviously, it's not going to be as good because obviously you've got Rodoni and you've got Grimes. They'll be rested, I would imagine. But Sheaf might come in, Torp might come in as well. Eccles, I think he won't play in the league, but he might play in the cup because he's coming back from injury. So we've got a lot of options in pretty much every area, really. If we can bring maybe a centre half in as well, they might be able to play against you guys in the cup for a run out to see how he gets on. So again, it's kind of a little bit like you that we've got quite a big squad, and I think he's going to utilise that.
Sounds quite depressing. I just, as a fan,
it's only a cup game, Dave. I just want to remind you, it's not.
I know it's only a cup game. I wish it was a bloody league game, to be fair. But it's only a cup game, and we've already said, we would need an ultra miracle to win it. You'd need a smaller miracle to win it, because of who we're competing against and the extra treatment they get and stuff like that. So. This once glorious League Cup that we won back in '88, it's not worth the paper it's printed on until you get to the final, is it? Sadly.
I agree.
If you go on a cup run, brilliant. Get some money in, enjoy it, have all that glory. But realistically, you've got to be really lucky, or really get a really good draw. That would be cool. To get anywhere in it. So I'm not expecting Luton to win. I'm expecting them not to lose by too many. But if we do get a win, I'll be quite happy. But I wouldn't come expecting it.
Oh. Say that again, mate. It will just cut out at the end there.
I just said I wouldn't. I'd take a win if we got one, but I'm not expecting anything like that. I expect that Coventry will win, but if we nick a win, I'll have it. I'll have it and then see you again this round.
Fair enough. So, any further questions for Dave, Mark?
No, nothing more for me, no.
Lovely. So we'll go into the predictions then. I'll come to you first, Mark. Again, what's your score prediction for the game against Luton? And be nice, because we know that you're not a massive fan of Luton.
I'm going to say... no, I'm going to go back to my fence and go for a 1-1 draw, and we will win in extra time, I think.
Absolute cop-out, isn't
That's
it?
my fence.
Absolute cop-out.
Yeah.
Dave, prediction from you?
Well, Mark, thanks for being so kind, even though you hate us so much. So I'm going to say that I can't see Luton winning. I'd love us to win. I can't see us winning, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 to you guys.
Okay,
which really hurts me to say that, to be fair.
Well, to be fair, even if I know that we're going to lose, I will never go against us to lose. The worst I will ever do is a draw, as people know. But I do think that we will, because I think both sides will make changes, and I think we will still have the stronger side when we both make changes. I don't think we're going to get the pasting from a few years ago when we lost at your place 5-0. But I'm going to go. I know, yeah. Great game. Absolutely hated it. The only game that I've ever turned off. I think we'll win this one 2-0. I'm going to go for 2-0. I think we'll get another clean sheet because I predicted a 2-0 against Hull as well. That's my prediction. So, after the predictions, we'll go straight into the quick fire questions then, Dave. One-worded questions if you can, but don't worry if it goes into a bit more or a bit longer. So the first one is one player to look out for you guys. It can be the season. It hasn't got to be just the one game.
The season. Okay, let's look out for Yates.
Okay, fair enough. To be fair, I wanted Jerry Yates to come to us, to be fair. So, yeah, I think you've got a good sign in there. Where will you finish in League One?
Top 2.
Okay. Where will Cov finish in the Championship?
I hope for your sake you get top 6. I'd like to see you. I genuinely, I meant to be talking a little bit less. I generally, unlike Mark, I have no grudge against Coventry, and I genuinely want them to succeed more than other clubs in that division.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. By the way, I quite like Luton. I don't mind you. So you've got 1-1 there. So
we all have our crosses to bear.
We do indeed. And one player from Cov that you would like to take?
I can't really answer that question on account of I don't watch you enough. Okay. And I have to be honest, I don't watch you enough.
That's fair enough.
So I can't. I'll take whoever scores the most goals. I'll take them.
Okay, fair enough. That's probably Radoni, to be fair, and most people are going to say Radoni.
Yeah, we'll have him then. Thanks.
Okay, fair enough. Not a problem. Take him. It will cost you a lot of money, but you can take him.
Oh, we got it.
Right. On that note, Dave, just once again, just let us know where we can find you and what you guys do.
Yeah, look us up on YouTube or over in the town and on Spotify, iTunes, wherever else you get your podcasts from, audio-wise. We're all up there on Over in the Town. We do match analysis after the games, and we have a bit of a chat between the 4 of us when there's 4 of us here. And we're sort of just like chatting like we would down the pub, really, about your teams and how they played. And for that, we're not affiliated to anyone at the club, so we can say what we like. And sometimes we do. So, yeah, at Over in the Town on Spotify and on YouTube as well.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. When we finish recording, Dave, don't shoot off. I'll just have a quick chat afterwards as well, if that's okay.
Yeah, no worries. Lovely.
Thank you, Mark, for joining me as always. Dave, thank you very much for your time and appreciate it. Guys, just remember where you can find us. It is scrolling down on the ticker at the bottom, but we are available on X or Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Please go and like and subscribe. We're sponsored by Right Steel Fabrications, and we are partnered with the Sky Blue Tavern and the Dillon's Brewery. We're also teamed up with this year with the Sports Social Network. And also I will be doing live footage after games, not the cup game, but mainly league games at the Dillon's Brewery, where I'll be doing about half an hour live match reviews, if you like, the match review of the game. So join me there at Dillon's Brewery as well. On that note, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me. Much appreciated. Speak to you guys soon.